Thanks for joining my course, subscribing my YouTube channel in bulk. Now we have new course here, and this is little bit basic for the initial, for the engineers who have only 1 or 2 years of experience. Often it is happening that while you go into the production, you'll find Cisco Prime tool. Cisco Prime is a management tool from where you can manage the wired and wireless network as well. Correct, but the problem here is that you will not find uh, any course publicly available either in any platform where you can go and start with Cisco Prime. So reminding that thing in my brain, I created this course. This is a basic course for those who want to start with Cisco Prime. Although in Cisco Prime there are so many nice features, and if you have the hands-on lab, then you can go and explore all those features. So how you can go and get the document? So you can see here, you can come to my blog site, that's the Giga Networkers. You can go to the other courses. Inside other courses, you'll find that you have Cisco Prime for Beginner tab. Once you click there, it will direct you towards the document section. Anyways, when you watch this recording, this particular video, so you will get the video link anyways, either from YouTube or here also I'm going to put the link that will embed or that will redirect towards YouTube. So here you have the document. It's a basic course, and you will understand at least basics of Cisco Prime. The agenda for this course is to know about the dashboard, the visualization of network and other things, plus a report. So all the best. You please continue, watch this recording, complete your course, and you will get some basic knowledge about Cisco Prime to start with. Hi everyone. Welcome to ABC of Cisco Prime Basic Overview for Beginners course. In this course, you will learn basic setup of Cisco Prime. Cisco Prime is one type of management engine or management device in your infrastructure from where you can manage various things. So not only the wired devices, but you can track or monitor the wireless devices as well, like WLC, different type of APs. So the feature is really huge in Cisco Prime, and those features you can see here that what are the features I have. So I have single pane of management glass to overlook all of the devices entire my infrastructure. Simplified deployment, yeah, obviously I can monitor, track, configure, deploy, all these things I can do. I have really no deep visibility in terms of application plus in terms of network infrastructure. It's very comprehensive with the Converged enterprise mobility. Yeah, it can be integrated with the mobile mobility functions. Even in the new Cisco Prime features, we can easily unified assurance across the network and the compute. So we can track, we can monitor our data center, our compute devices, our VM devices, like that. So all these stuffs, all these features set we have, and the one of the neat and the clean thing that we have a single pane of glass for monitoring. Okay. Now you can see here that Cisco 3.1, although in this particular section I use 3.3 to show you all these options. A new plug and play dashboard, actually that has been moved to Epic EM. So you need, means your Prime need to know that what is the location of your Epic EM, and then this function will work starting from 3.3 onwards. Now, but other things you can do, like you can check your software image management, you can check your configuration templates, configuration management you can do. We have the offline search access, converse access workflow, trustsec options we have. Then we have other options or other features like compliance. Yeah, that will be covered in the section. Site visibility is also covered. Then features related to iWAN. The features related to iWAN will come to know about application control and visibility AVC, and there are huge number of options we have. Not only we can monitor and track PFR, but we can check the NBAR, we can monitor the DMVPN setting. All these options we have, okay, related to application control and visibility. We have the alarm policies, enhancement in the dynamic channel allocation templates, and there are so many templates, not only the DCA, but we have templates for AP, templates for WLC, all those things are there. And finally you have the syslog server and the administration task as well. Obviously there are a lot many document and guides are there, a Cisco website that you can refer, but this course is basic one that if you don't know Prime, by the end of this course, you will come to know the various options and features in Cisco Prime, starting with say dashboard, then visualizing the network, visualize the architecture, the overall, site, branch, say floor, AP, like that. So overall, uh, you can visualize your network, and you can even create groups, you can add the devices into that groups. All these features you have in this. Then ensuring services, you will come to know about various type of services. One of the major service is that is iWAN, how you can implement or deploy iWAN, then converge access, then mobility services. All those features are there, and I'll walk you through that what are the options you have and how you can uh, you know do that thing. Means not actually the deployment, but how you can access to those services, and what options you have that you can that can be achieved with Cisco Prime. Then the configuration template. So this will include all devices irrespective of wired or wireless. And there are so many features are there, features in terms of CLI templates, feature templates, all these options we have in this. And finally, the report. Again, it's a rich tool that will generate all sort of reports, including wired, wireless, security, compliance, all things you'll find in the reports. And one neat thing here, that not only those reports you'll find, but you'll find end of software, end of hardware, what is the PSIRT, what is the field notice. No, all these things means all these options you have in the reports. Okay, so one by one I'm going to cover all these topics, and hopefully you'll find this particular course very useful, and you'll find this as a good beginning point. In this section I'm going to cover about the dashboard. First of all, you need to log into the Cisco Prime infrastructure. Once you logged in, then I will show you about this dashboard. You'll get these type of things like overview, wireless, performance, network summary, data center, all these stuffs you will get. So let me log to the Prime infrastructure. This is my Prime. Let me log to this. Now I have given my username and password. It is logging in, and directly you can see here that I logged in inside the dashboard. Here is my dashboard and dashboard/summary. Now what I can do here, that if I click here to this menu tab, menu bar here, so it will show you that what sort of options you have in this. So in this I have options related to dashboard, monitor, configuration, inventory, maps, service, report, and administration. Suppose if I go inside dashboard, then you can see inside dashboard we have the options of network summary, overview, wireless, performance, data center. Now, as name suggests, if I go inside wireless, it will tell me about the wireless security, the topologies, the context. If I go inside performance, it will show the performance related to site, device, access point, interfaces, application, etc. If I go inside network summary, it will show about it will show the summary about the network. So let me go inside dashboard, network summary and overview. Let me click here to the overview. If I click to overview at the top, you can see here, let me highlight it. So I have these status related to ICMP reachability or unreachability, SNMP tracker, alert tracker, AFI status. Then if I click here to the greater than, then you can find here the controller status, system health, WAN link health, service health. So if I click to the system health, say here in the system health, we have three options. One is the critical, major, minor. In the system health itself, if I go inside the major, so now where I am heading, you can see now I am going inside monitor, inside monitoring tools, inside alarms and events, and then alarms. So this is actually the monitor, and where I can find this monitor. So for that, I can go again to the menu. I can click to the menu, and then you'll find the second option, that is monitor. And inside monitoring tools, you have this alarms and events. So this is the thing about all such type of monitoring controllers, that from one place you can move to several places. It's not that there is only one way to reach to a certain place. You can navigate through it, and you can reach from certain place from different options you have. Okay, so let me again go back to the overview. Inside overview, again I have these tabs like incident, client summary, site summary. Before doing that, let me show you that suppose ICMP reachability status, unreachable is 16. If I click to that unreachable, again it is letting me to the place that is the inventory, device management and network devices. Okay, so keep in mind all these things. The other way to reach there, that I can go to inventory, then I can go to device management. So here you can see device management, and then I have network devices like this. So from here also I can go to that place. Okay, it is loading up. In this particular infra, you can see that I have VSS, then ASR, then some core routers related to Nexus that I am monitoring. Then I have 4500, 38500, 374K. Then I have Nexus 9K. Then the FIX as well. So do I have FIX as well? Let me see. No, I don't have FIX, but I have spine and core infrastructure that I am monitoring here. Okay, so these many devices I have in my device list. Okay, so let me simply pause here for a moment, and we'll navigate to other options as well. Okay, so now you're getting the point that what is the usability of the dashboard. Although I am inside the dashboard will show you the overall summary, that what I am doing with my prime infrastructure or from my prime controllers. Okay, it will give you the overall summary of what is there in your infrastructure. So let me click here to the ICMP unreachability one more time. And not only that I am here inside the devices, but you can see here in this section, let me circle it. that it is telling about the administrators, the sync, group and sites, explore devices, revoke certificates. So all these options I have in this management platform. Say suppose if I check VSS and ASR, then now these options are visible more. Set to maintenance state, set to manage state, set to maintenance state. So all these options I am getting. So what I want to do here, I just click here to the sync, because the ICMP reachability was not there. So if I click into the sync devices may take some time. You will need to refresh the table after. Okay, no problem. Let me click that. Okay, give them some time. Then meanwhile, again, we can go to the dashboard and then the overview. Now, so simply what you can do here one by one, you can check all these options. So let me show you a few of the options. So if I click to incidents, I am here in the dashboard, network summary and the incidents, and here they are showing what alarms I have. If I scroll down, we have the syslog summary, top N events, syslog watch, all these things we have. Okay. Let me again go back, and suppose if you want to set this particular page as your home page, then what you can do, you can click here to the settings and add add a new dashboard. See, so if I expand this, I can give some name to this and I can apply this. Okay. This way you can even save your dashboard as well. So actually what you want means, while you are logging in with your user credential, what dashboard you want to see, you can set in this Prime infrastructure. So let me again go back to my dashboard. Client summary, site summary, network health. Let me click to the site summary. And here also you have that option, client summary, site summary. It is fetching all those information. It is telling what is the top N application, say IP fix, the other application, MS services, SNMP, Pandora, which IP addresses are those. So application wise, I am getting those information. Those information I am getting IP address wise. Okay. If I click to site summary, I was there in the site summary itself. Okay. So you can see that we have that all the information at one place. Let me go back and let us check the other options in the dashboard. Let me click here to network health. Obviously, it will tell you the health status of a network, and the path here, dashboard, network summary, network health. Now it is fetching all the informations that we have. Don't show this. It is showing all these things from where you can do what. Okay. Now again, let me go back to my dashboard and let me check the other options as well. So overview, incident, client, network devices. Let me click here to network devices. So here you can see I have option this network devices, network interface, network service assurance, all these things. Let me slide little bit down, because if I am here, so I can see that what is the top memory utilization and top CPU utilization in my network, and these two things are very important in our infrastructure. So we are actually setting the alerts for the CPU utilization, for the memory utilization, for the interface bandwidth utilization, everything you will get at the same place. Okay, so that is again very important. If I click here to network interfaces, at the moment none of the interfaces are selected, so that's why this output is there. But still it will show you that top n interface utilization. It will show you TX and RX counters, all those things. Let me click here to service assurance, and the service assurance we are getting all top n applications. And if I click here, I will get in this form. So I have this graph and I have this table. So I have both the options, tabular form and the graphical representation. This is IP based usability. Okay. Again, let me go to the dashboard. So what I have covered, you can see here, these are the things that you want to know in your client environment. You want, whenever you're tracking the client environment, you want to know about the high CPU, high memory, interface utilization, the incident, the unreachability, the site health, the network health. Okay, so I have covered network summary overview. Let us check this wireless, and then performance, and then data center. I clicked inside wireless. Inside wireless, you can check security, mesh, clean air, context aware. At the moment, I don't have too much wireless devices in this infrastructure. That's why it is showing clear all these stats. But if you have wireless devices, it will show you all those things. Let me go to the overview and the performance side. So if I go inside overview and performance, I can check the performance with respect to site, device, access point, interface, application, like that. Okay. So here, if I scroll it down, you can see those things in the graphical representation. Okay. And if you want, you can change to the table as well. If I click to devices, it is asking for the device. Means I have this option. Let me check this device. That is the VSS Cat 6800 distribution switch. And now it is showing the dashboard about that particular device. So dashboard in terms of performance dashboard. Okay. See how powerful this is. Let me check other device. So let me go to all devices. Let me check core 1. And then okay. Even you have the option for the time frame as well. Okay, so like that you can check all those alarms and events related to this. Then I can do the same with the access point. Let us continue our discussion. So in the performance, I can go inside access point, and then I have option that I can filter out uh, what is the placement of my access point. So I can see I have option either site map of controller. If I click here to the controller, then it will ask that which controller you want to check. Say I'm checking this AP. Okay. And for let me check this time frame as say from last 6 hours. Click go. Now I am getting information about the access point, and then I have the top n applications related to that. Okay, so likewise you can get the output of the various things related to this particular access point. Then even I can select interface. So you can select interface, then the device, then for what duration you want to check. Then we have this option of application, then this application we can track. So here the HTTP is by default, so I can track HTTP. If I click here application, if I go inside application, that is the all application. And again, say if I click to the applications, you can see we have slurry of applications, and we can check all those applications. No, so let me search for an application called SSH. I'm getting this SSH. Select that SSH. Okay, this. Go for last, say 6 hours. Okay, and then whatever SSH application for that duration you will get. Even I can select for the sites as well. Okay, so here I am selecting all site, but we have option to select that as well. Then you will get top N clients, application traffic analysis. So you can see that how good this is, means we are getting filters with respect to devices. Say start with site, devices, access point, interfaces, application, voice and video, and then finally we have this end user experience. Means even you can go and select a particular IP address. So if I click here in the client, the username, IP address, MAC address, site, if I select that, then I have the time frame, then the application, what application I want, the application aware. So if I click there to the application aware, it will ask you, that is the network aware. So it will ask you about the, let me click here. So let me filter like this. Let me click here to the network aware, because it is not popping up. So let me fix that. So in the network aware we have all, or wired and wireless. By default it is taking all type of network, that is wired and wireless. Okay, and finally this here you can see we have the export all option, where we can click and export that output. Okay, so these many things we have here in this. Now if I go again to my dashboard, and what is left, that is the data center. In data center I have two options, compute and host. In the compute, from the filter, the data center I can check. So suppose if I have virtual environment and all those compute device in the data center, and that is imported inside the Cisco Prime, then at that time you will get that information related to compute. Okay, and then related to a particular host inside that. Okay, so at the moment I don't have any data center device in this particular infrastructure, so that's why I'm not getting that. So finally you can see here that in dashboard we have 5 tabs: network summary, overview, wireless, performance, and data center. Performance is really very nice, that we can get the performance with respect to site, device, interfaces, IP addresses even, and the wired or wireless devices. So we have that option that we can filter and we can export all those things. Wireless also you have options to check security, clean air, context aware, all these things. We have general overview, that what is the top N application, then what is the memory, like that, the incidents, the clients, network device, network interfaces. And in the network summary we can check about the incident, client summary, site summary, and the network health. Okay, so these are the things there we have in the dashboard, and in the next coming section we'll explore more inside the monitor, configure, inventory, services, all those things. In this section I will show you that how you can visualize the network and what are the components we have while we are visualizing the network. In this prime infrastructure, you can see here the bullet points that we have the visual map for the devices, and actually you will find visual map in terms of groups, and if you expand the group then you will go inside the branch, sub branch, like that, and further if you expand you will reach to the devices and say in that particular branch how many devices and how they are connected, like that. So it will show you the visual representation of a groups. The skeleton will find out with help of this. The second important thing that it will show you the current alarm status, and we have option called 360 view. So with that we'll check all those stuffs. Apart from that, we can create groups, and they may be user defined groups. So in that user defined groups, uh, we may find our topology on those parameters. Now, the link between devices are discovered using the CDP. Suppose if the CDP is not available, then we have option to add the links manually. Okay, so these many options we have. Let me show you on the Prime that how we can find this. So I am inside here in the Prime. At the moment I am here at dashboard and network summary. I need to go to the maps. Inside maps, you can see topology maps. I have two options: network topology, data center topology, and then inside wireless map, we have site map new, because I am using 3.3 code here, and then automatic hierarchy creation in the Google Earth. So all these things I have. Let me click here to the topology map, and once I am here, you can see here that we have various options. So what are the options we have? If I click here, you can see that I can save this as a PDF, PNG. Then the overview I have in the top. Then layout, I can have circular layout, hierarchical, symmetric, like that. If I click to hierarchical, it will come like this. So suppose if I click to circular, it is coming like this. Now here you can see I have device group, alarms and links. So if I click here to the alarms, you will get the alarms like critical, major, minor, all these things. In the device group, I am here in this location. So let me click to all locations. If I am clicking to all locations, then I have 16 critical alarms. Say if you go to the alarm section, then you will find more about that. And if I click to the number, then it is opening that page, and here we'll find the critical alarms. You can see all those critical alarms, and one by one, if you want, you can go and check that. So if you expand that, you can check what is this alarm for, why it is critical, because the device status is unreachable. So here you can see most of the devices are unreachable, and that's why we have these critical alarms. Okay, so meanwhile what I can do here, you can see that I have these sites, and now if I double click to a certain site, it will expand to the buildings. If I click to this link, so it will show you that how these buildings are connected, what is the interface in between them. And you can see the building 4, building 3, they are showing critical because the alarm is critical there, because most of the devices are unreachable on that particular site. Okay, so further if you double click to building 4, you can expand and you can see what's the topology in building 4, how they are connecting. Okay, so let me again go back to the device group and say SJHQ, close this, because what I want to show you here, suppose I have one device here, say core 1. I can double click, even I can expand that core 1. So if I open core 1, okay, you can see here, it is showing that what is the IP address, this is the Nexus switch and the alarm status, and then I have this option view 365. Okay, so before doing that, even I can add this to a group, I can remove from the group, but let me click here to view 360. And that is one of the nice thing about Prime infrastructure, that we are getting the 360 view of this. Now because this device is down, because it is unreachable, and that's why you can see here the CPU utilization, the memory utilization, how many modules it has. Because this is an Nexus switch, so it has M series line cards, then some fab modules, SUP1 is there, then interfaces, who are the neighbors for this, what is the VDC detail for this, that data is not available, and any recent change on that. Okay, and here in the action, I can click to the action and you can see that I have option about the device detail, ping, trace route, nHop topology, routing table info. So if I click to routing table info, that info is not there, no problem. I can click to the device detail, and now the device detail is coming in the back. Okay, and you can see all these information, so you can understand that how good this Prime infrastructure is, that you are getting the dashboard of an individual device in a certain area, in a certain group, in a certain building, in a certain topology, like that. And all these information you can get, suppose information about memory modules, and these things are there, means individually we can go here and we can check all these things. Okay, so this is important thing, and other stuff that we have already covered, that in the dashboard obviously you will get the alarms. So if anything wrong with that device, you will get the alarm at your dashboard, and then further you can go deep inside this into this hierarchy and you can check that. The second option is the data center topology. A data center topology, again the same thing is coming. Again likewise I can expand, so it's okay. Let us check what are the other stuffs we have. We have sitemap, automatic hierarchy, Google Earth. So let me click to the sitemap, and this is the new added feature in 3.3, means some improvement in the code. Now all these things here you can see in the green, you can think these things as a object. So if I click to floor 1, whatever AP you have in the floor 1, it will pop up. See all these APs. When I can go to the AP, I can check what is the status of that AP. All the stuffs are coming here. Okay, so charts, tools, and data, edit, all these slurry of options we have. Okay. So this is the way that we can not only view the topology in the topology map, but we have other options that from one place, suppose if I am able to access to one particular device, I can check everything from that device related to critical alerts, related to its memory, its CPU, its interfaces, CDP neighbor, route table. From here I can go and able to do all those verifications. Okay, so you can see now the power of Cisco Prime, that how robust this software, or more precisely, this management software is. Okay, so let me close here, and next section will come with the new topic. In this section, we are going to discuss about ensuring the services, means with our Cisco Prime, which type of services that I can enforce in the infrastructure. And these services, you can see that they include network services, router virtual containers, mobility services, application visibility and control, that is the AVC. So it has so many things, but majorly it is good for iWAN implementation. It is good for mobility. It is good for ABC, application visibility and control. And also it is good for some other things like creating router virtual containers and network services. So in this section, we'll see all those things and parameters, the capabilities that we have with Cisco Prime that we can enforce into the existing network. Some of the important points here you can see, let me highlight it, that we can do the iWAN and iWAN deployment, and that deployment is nothing but the greenfield deployment. That is one important thing. Secondly, with respect to iWAN, we can enforce various components of iWAN, something like DMVPN for intelligent transport, PFR, that is the performance based routing, application visibility control, iWAN enabled QoS. These things we can enforce there. Apart from that, you can see here in the list that the Converged access workflow, automations, optimizing the deployment, so second and third thing. And finally, it's a good platform for Catalyst switches, plus the wireless LAN controllers and the mobility agents. Okay, so these are the capabilities and features that not only we can monitor, but we can enforce the services as well. So let me quickly go to my Prime and let me show you all these things one by one. So here I am in my Prime. I can go to menu bar. From there I can go to services, and in services you can see that I have so many number of services. So I have services related to application visibility and control here, and inside that the list is long. Inside that we have readiness assessments, DMVPN, endpoint associations, so let me uh, color it as a green. So whatever iWAN features are there, I make those features as a green marking. PFR monitoring, ABC profile, so interface configuration. It may be normal, it may be iWAN interface, net flow, service health. We can use just to track the health of service. It's okay. Health rules, it's okay. But actually they will not fall under specifically iWAN, but inside iWAN we have at least these capabilities. So most of the things in the ABC, application visibility and control, we have related to iWAN. Then here in the network services, you can see I can enable iWAN. Then I have the option of converge access, branch threat defense, guest users. Also, I have the router container, that is the WAS XE. Then the mobility express features, something like mobility service engine, wireless security, mobility domain, all these things. Now you can see here with the list of these applications and these uh, features that you need different network specialist for different things. Means for wireless you need a wireless expertise, for mobility you need mobility expertise, for iWAN you need routing switching expertise, like that. But everything is integrated here inside the services. So far we have checked dashboard and monitor. Now inside services you can see even we have checked the maps. So we have checked actually the dashboard, maps and services. I'll come to monitor. But the major thing or major feature of Prime is that maps, obviously that is one good feature. Services and configuration will check. That the other thing. Inventory is just a database where you will find all those things. Monitor, then how you are monitoring the network. Yes, monitoring tabs will come and you can monitor from there. So let me go to one by one to all these things and let us explore more on this. So I will leave this trust-sec readiness assessment. Let us start with iWAN. I click to iWAN, and if you know that iWAN greenfield deployment, then it will be easy because see here the main goal of this that you're not learning the new technology here, but whatever you learn you can deploy here. This is one example of greenfield iWAN deployment where in case of single data center, in case of dual data center, how you can deploy it. You have iWAN hub, you have iWAN branch separated with either internet or MPLS. Internet or MPLS means you have dual ISP. Here single router, here dual router, here single router, dual router means two routers. They have one connection is going to one, other connection is going to other side. So we don't have mix of things like say in this branch one connection is going, okay, that is there. So something like you, this is your C and this is your P type of thing. Means this is your edge ISR routers. So dual router deployment means that one connection is going towards internet, one is going towards MPLS. Single router dual ISP means one is going towards internet, means a single router. From single router, one connection is going towards internet, one is going towards MPLS, like that. Okay. So these deployments either a single data center or a dual data center will get this option to deploy it. Now let me further, here at the top you can see that it is using Cisco validated design February 2016. Okay, and if we check this, if I just scroll it bit down so you can see this, that you have to click next. Okay, and on the top you can see choose configuration, select devices, input option, CLI summary, then prepare and schedule confirmation, like that. So this is the life cycle for the deployment of iWAN with respect to greenfield. Let me click next here. Now if you have deployed the iWAN, then you know that there are things that we need to track. Means we need to define who is my master controller, who is my branch router, like that. This is for PFR. Then we need to define the policies. So one of the most important thing here to define is DMVPN phase 3. Further, so once you have the independent transport, once you have the master and the branch configured, then further you can define AVC, then further you can define NBAR, then further you can define QS. So these things step by step you will define, then you will successfully deploy the iWAN configuration. But yeah, here you will get the template. So which type of data center do you have? Suppose first of all I have iWAN hub DC1. Now what is the role? This is my master controller. So I can use this as a master controller, no problem. Then do you want to use template from that CVD, means the Cisco validated design? Post iWAN configuration. A post iWAN template is a system CLI. So what is the option there? Let me click there. System template CLI. So if you want, these are the mandatory configuration that we are doing. If you want some other options like EM script, authentication, DMVP and dual internet, you can use from here, no problem. I'm not using that. Okay, so I am defining my hub. Suppose I'm deploying my hub and a spoke. I have one hub to transport, say internet, MPLS, and then suppose I have two branch with two links like this. So this is my branch. This is my overall iWAN strategy that I want to use. Master controller, MPLS hub, internet hub, no problem. I can go to next. Now it is telling me to select the devices. What I have done, I have choose the configuration. Now I'm going to select one device, and all these things that I'm showing you here is just for an example. It's not that I'm going to deploy this, but just for an example, I'm showing you this. Now it is telling that import or export the CSV file. So suppose if you have the pre-built templates, you can import. Otherwise, you can go next, no problem. Now here you have to define in this pictorial diagram that what is the loopback address, subnet mask, a PFR, authentication, what is the prefix for the enterprise, prefix for the data center, net flow collector IP key. So all these things you have to deploy, and once you give all these things, means what will happen, uh, the system will generate, means system will take the input in terms of IP, in terms of password authentication, in terms of uh, prefix list, and then they will generate a CLI equivalence. Like in the next step you can see CLI equivalence, and then it will go to prepare the configuration, the prepare and schedule, and finally if everything is okay, then it will deploy or it will push that configuration to the device. Okay, so at the moment I don't have all these things. Even if you click here CLI preview, so once you put all these things, let me put the dummy things, say 1.1.1.1, say 24, say 2100/8 or 16. Net flow collector IP is sudo IP. I am giving anything. And then LAN interface IP, LAN key string, Cisco 123. LAN interface IP, say 10.1.1.12. Subnet inter 255.255.255.0. So like that I am giving some dummy. So once I give all the dummy input, I want to check the CLI preview. For that, let me apply it. The mandatory fields to process. So I need to put all the mandatory things. LAN subnet, let us give LAN subnet 10.1.0.0. And here is the question mark. If I click here, I just wanted to confirm what's the LAN subnet is there. So if everything is okay, then you can click to apply, and then we'll generate the CLI preview. Okay, so if I apply it, then it will throw an error because I don't have the valid values. This implementation I am going to do in the other course, that is Epic EM, and how we can deploy the iWAN with help of Epic EM. In that course, I'm going to deploy this as well. So how we can do the greenfield deployment with help of Cisco Prime. But yeah, this is very straightforward. You have to fill all these things, all these values. Do click. Finally, generate the CLI preview, and then if you want to change anything, you can check there in the CLI preview. Otherwise, you can confirm, and you have to push this configuration. Okay, so let us close this thing here, and let us close this video as well. So in next section we'll learn more on this section. Now we have learned about iWAN. Let us go back and check the other services. So from services, you can see the other options I have about the converged access, branch threat defense, guest users. So let me click to converged access. Now again you can see that this deployment is related to converged access because I am running 3.3 and this workflow is deprecated. Okay, so be in mind that in 3.3 there are some differences with respect to 3.1. This workflow is not there, means before you configure, choose configure, select device configuration, we have other workflow. So let me click here to the next. Now here it will ask you to choose the deployment model and where you want to deploy the small, large wireless network. See, click on the wireless network, and then information about your WLC or guest WLC, like that. And behind this you can see the topology. So internet, DC, WAN, and this cluster of WLC. Now, like in iWAN, you have to select the devices and configure it. Now you can see the workflow. Select devices, management, WLAN, means you have to select your WLC, that is your management, then wireless access point as a wireless, then guest services, then the mobility, security. All these stuffs you have to do step by step, means as long as you will go next, you will get all these things, and finally once you do the configuration, you have to do the deployment. Okay, so this option is also there. Let's move back and check what other things we have. The other thing is the branch threat defense, and what type of option I have. Again you can see, again I have this workflow. Like before you begin, you should understand that what you are going to do here, that you may have IPsec connection, or you may have direct internet access attached to some third party. Third party may be like Zscaler or iBoss, like that, and then you are accessing your remote sites. Okay, so there are so many measures that you have to take here, and you can see this prime infrastructure is ready for the security enforcement as well. And the workflow, you can see that my workflow is choose the configuration, select device, CLI, prepare, and then confirmation, where you want to deploy it. Select the use case. What is your use case? Regulatory compliance, guest internet, regulatory compliant, like that. Zone-based firewall you want to do. OpenDNS you want to select. So likewise, you can give the security. At the moment, no device is there, but you can select, and you have to do next, and then you will enforce the threat defense policy to that particular device. Okay, and finally we have guest user in the network services. So guest user I can select from here if I have guest users, and then I will get the options to enforce that service with help of Prime infrastructure. So once you complete this network services, then we'll move to the container router virtual containers, say WAS XE. And one thing remember here that see these things you need a expertise, means for WAS enforcement you need a application engineer who know how to implement WAS and where to implement. Is it your iWAN environment where you want to enforce this WAS uh, devices, or is it your normal operation where you want to operate it? Okay, so that's important. But that option is there. Then let me move to the mobility services. Mobility services again. In this particular example, in this particular infrastructure, I don't have mobility services, but you can see that these options I have in the mobility services that you can enforce with help of Prime. Okay, so rogue policies, IPS profile, devices. No? So all these things are there with help of iPrime. Um, you can do this. Let me select any of the devices. Rogue policy you want to configure in this WLC, and if I click apply to controller, it will apply that policy. Okay. So again, yeah, you need subject matter expert on this to do this mobility express. Now this way, uh, at least you understand that what is there in the services, what is there in the router virtual container, what is there in the mobility services. That is the overall goal of this particular course, that you will get familiar with this infrastructure with Cisco Prime. So this thing will not be new to you once you complete this course. Now, I'm going to start this application visibility and control. And before that, let me go back to my slide where I have few slides to show you, and then I'll come back and then we will go one by one to all these ABC. This is my slide, and you can see here in this Prime infrastructure, they can recognize up to 1,000 plus application. How much powerful this infrastructure is. That is the one thing. The second thing, that capable of doing flexible net flow. N bar 2 and N bar 2 capability is to identify over 1,300 applications. Performance agents, which is used to collect ART matrices, MediaNet to collect voice and video, the stats. So these are the features that we have inside AVC, and the deployment is very easy. That will be one click deployment. Once you select the device interface, you can enable over that interface. So here you can see that how you can go inside ABC. You have to go inside services, ABC, and then you can choose what are the applications or what sort of feature you want to enable inside ABC. Here, suppose I have selected one device and I want to enable ABC. You can see show ABC. So if your devices are ABC enabled, you'll get this message that oh, ABC is enabled there. And in the top here, you can see that not only ABC, but we have enable app visibility, enable QS, disable QS, like that. So these features are there to do these things. Okay. So let me stop here, and in the next section, we will learn more about ABC, and we'll see that in Prime how we can enable and disable it. Let us continue our discussion with ABC. To reach to that point, you have to go to the services, and from here you need to click to the ABC, and let's start with the readiness assessment. If you check readiness assessment, that means you want to know that which type of devices are capable of running ABC. And here this is the list of devices capable of doing ABC. List we have ISR G2, ISR virtual, ISR 4K, ASR, CSR, like that. Okay. So once you know that what type of devices are capable of doing ABC, then we can move and we can check the other aspects. Now here in this list you can see that all these things are related to iWAN. At least most of the things are related to iWAN. So like DMVPN, ABC readiness, NBAR, PFR, ABC profile, even interface configuration will check that we can enable ABC, QS, all those things. NetFlow, and then we have some reporting type of things like service health and health rules. Okay, so now secondly, let me go and click DMVPN monitoring, and if you have enabled DMVPN across your devices over your MPLS or internet transport, then here in this monitoring home you will see that. Let us move to endpoint association. In this case, I don't have any endpoint association, so that's why this field will show you blank. But if you are running full-fledged iWAN, then these things will come up. Then let us check NBAR2 protocol pack management. This is also blank here because I am not using this pack management. So let us move to the other section. Now we have this PFR monitoring. If you know about iWAN, then you know this thing, what is the PFR, performance based routing. So over say MPLS or internet, according to the application SLA monitoring or SLA configured over which interface or which ISP it will prefer, it will automatically prefer MPLS over some other broadband connection. So suppose application SLA is there with MPLS, and if you have any problem in this circuit or in this direction, then it will automatically fail over to internet or some other broadbands. Okay, so that is this, that you will get the view of this failover, this PFR monitoring. Then you have this option of compare WAN links. Then you can check the service provider health. Okay, let us quickly move to applications and services. Now this is again very important here. You can see that there are a lot many options we have in this section. Here I have all the list of applications which can be used inside the ABC. Now important thing here that if you check the business and then you have option that is it a business critical or not. If you click yes, then it will show up all the business critical applications. Now what you can do here, that you can go to say email, any of the application, and then you can select like IMAP or say MSP. I want to create a group, something like business critical, and I want to check this, that this is my business critical. What rule you want to set. Now here it's important that protocol is applicable for NAM and NBAR2 supported iOS. So you need to fulfill all these criteria. So what rules I have, suppose if I use a URL, then I have to give the URL. By default DSCP is there. Let me set the condition for DSCP. Protocol TCP port range. It's okay. Even I have this option, protocol server DSCP. So I have protocol, then I have server, then I have DSCP.
Okay, so let me add any sudo server that is not actually existing in this infrastructure. DHCP, let me give DHCP value 5. For example, protocol direction is okay. Port range, let me give 399 4999. Okay, so once I'll do all these things, then I'll get this create option. Once I create it, then if I again go here and if I check, because those are the business critical rules that I have done. Now let me go to all application first and let me check. See, this is my business critical. Even if I check this, even if I double click here, then I get these options to choose the category, to choose the subcategory, to choose the peer-to-peer file application. So you can see that how easy uh, to create the group, and how easy again if you want to edit it, you can edit it. Okay, so these are the neat things here. Let us move further and check the interfaces. Let me go and check the AVC profile first. If I go to AVC profile, then you'll see that I have some inbuilt profiles like QoS classification, QoS action, AVC visibility profile. And here in the QoS classification profile, I have this N-bar application mapping. Remember, we have 1300 plus applications. Okay, so these are the profiles. And if I go say inside app visibility profile, then system define, I can check app visibility for IPv4, and likewise you can check the rules. Okay, so let me go to one of the very important section here, that is the interface configuration. Once you are there in the interface configuration, then you can actually enable the AVC. Now this section is important because here you can see enable app visibility, disable app visibility, enable QoS, disable QoS. Then in the show section you can see ABC capable, then ABC enable, out of band QoS, all those options we have. Okay, so if I do one thing, if I select this, okay, and then if I enable app visibility for IPv4, so I am getting this information, enable app visibility. You are about to enable app visibility. Uh, this is using the app visibility profile that we have seen in the previous tab. Then the device name, IP address, device type, deploy. Oof, you can see it's configured now. Okay, and likewise, if you select only and if you want to use your QoS profile that we have in the last tab, we have checked that, then it will ask you that what type of QoS you want to enable, QoS in the ingress, what profile. Now you can understand the use of the profile. Say enterprise view IP profile. Okay, deploy it. Let me cancel this because say if I want to check what is the CLI option with that. So let me check the CLI output as well. It is generating the CLI, and you can see this performance based monitoring N-bar say 12 CLS voice, and this is your QoS setting. If I click here deploy, it will deploy it immediately. Okay, so if you know your infrastructure, your settings, then all these things you can do and deploy this within couple of minutes. Then we can have this link monitoring. So in your infrastructure, if you have link system, you can monitor that. Okay. Then we have other options like NetFlow templates, NAM applications. So let's check one by one. I'm giving you overview of all those options that we have in our Prime infrastructure, means the capabilities that we can enable various features. Okay, then NAM application servers. Let us check that as well. So I don't have NAM configured because this is very flat Prime infrastructure that I'm using. I don't have all the services running here. So that's why you can see a lot of those tabs are empty. Okay. So here on the top you can see that I have business critical applications, and those business critical applications, it is monitoring the health of all those business critical applications like Exchange, HTTP, and then what is the experience level, critical, warning, good, for all the locations. Okay, so that is one health monitoring option we have. Then we obviously have the health rules. In the health rule, you can see that I have service health, infrastructure health, and then wireless health. Okay, and what is the setting here? You can see in the infrastructure health that for CPU utilization, the critical threshold is 90%, 90%, temperature is 80%, interface utilization 90%, QS drop octets greater than 10%. So this is the overall settings for the alerts that I'm getting while monitoring all my devices. Then we can check the data duplication for all the locations. They will detect them automatically. And then finally, we have this data source. Okay, so here you can see that this particular section, the service section, there are a lot many things that we can do in the service section, and you can categorize the technologies here. So this you can categorize as iWAN. Then this is the converged access. So iWAN 1. Then converged access you can think as 2. Then branch threat defense you can think as a third technology. Then WAS you can think as a fourth technology. Then mobility and services you can think as a fifth technology. Okay, so in the single section you have 5 to 6 different technology that is collaborated inside the services. Okay, so let me stop here. In the next section, we'll start the configuration section. Let us learn about the configuration option in our Prime infrastructure, and we can configure wired and wireless devices. We can go to configuration, and then we have option to go to the network, then wireless technology. This snapshot I have taken from 3.1, but in 3.3 lot many things have been changed, so you will find so many options here in 3.3 code. But yeah, you can do the configuration for the both the device wired wireless. That is the one thing. Second thing we have that we can create the templates related to feature and technology, templates related to CLI. So here also these things are not shown, but yeah, we can create CLI template, we can create feature template. So these options we have. Then finally the compliance and the plug and play option that we'll see one by one. So what you can do, you can go to network devices, then you will get the list of network devices like this. Now, if you want to do any edit, you have to check this. Then you have option to delete, edit, sync, you can make those devices inside under a group, add device, bulk import like that. Okay, so let me show you that how we can do it. Let me log to my Prime, and then I will show you all these steps one by one. I am here in the Prime, and let me go to my configuration. Here you can see lot many things have been added, old things have been removed. Let me go to network devices. All devices are selected here. Let me select one of the reachable device. Then I have this edit option. I can go and edit. You can see all these options are here. That is the one thing. Secondly, I have this administrate, then sync group device, import device. Then I can go to say any of my say switch. Let me click to 3650 switch, although this is unreachable, but yeah, I can again go to the edit, all options I have here. Okay, likewise I can go to my unified access points, and these are the reachables. Let me click here, and then I have this option of configure. I can import or export the AP configuration. It will export in CSV format. Once it is exported, then you can click open the configuration. You can check the name, the MAC address, some other parameters. Okay, so we can import and export the AP configuration, no problem. Parallelly, I have the other option related to wireless controller as well. In wireless controller also I can go, say first let me select, and then I can go and do all these configuration changes. That is the one thing. Second thing here that important here to know, that directly you can click and you can go to the user interface of this WLC. So that option is also there. Okay, so these are the options we have while we are doing the configuration and syncing the configuration. Let me go to the other section. So here you can see in the wireless technology we have all these options like rolling AP upgrade, WLAN controller, auto provisioning, EWLC configuration. All of the new things have been added here related to APs and WLC. Apart from that, we have option for feature and templates. So here you can see that if I go inside the say feature and technology, then you'll get templates related to CLI template, feature template like that. So suppose if you want to create your own template, then what you can do, say feature and technology, I have app visibility control, controllers like that. So let me do one thing here. Say this no process you can follow like design, approve, deploy, like that. You'll get notes as well. Let me click here to app visibility and control, and once I am there inside app visibility, then even I can save as a new template. Means I can create a new template here, say app visibility, device type is routers. So whatever mandatory things there will be, let me select all those mandatory things, and finally I want to save this, so let me save this as a new template. Interface, specify interface role name. So let me go back and let me check where is the interface role name is. So apply to interface role here. Say tunnel interface 200. Folder is app and visibility control, and where you want to save it. So it will go to my template. So feature template and technology like this. Okay, so save it. Now I have saved that. template. Okay, app VC, save this. Successfully it has been saved, and if I want to deploy, then I can deploy by devices. So let me click here, then input values, then schedule deployment, and then the, so what I have to do, no, next, and then in turn I'm able to deploy. And this is the app visibility CLI equivalence. If I click finish, it will be deployed. So you can see that how easily you can create the templates and how easy it is to deploy it. So all the time you need to design, approve, and deploy the templates. Let me click here to the CLI template as well. System CLIs. I can import those things. And these are the system CLIs. So it's a banner configuration for OS. And here I have this option to deploy. If I click deploy again, it will go to the same place that you want to deploy per device. You'll get the list of the devices who is reachable with the Cisco Prime, and then you will deploy that. Okay, so it's very important, this template parameters. And apart from that, you can see we have configuration group, lightweight access points, autonomous AP migration, switch location. So all these things we have in the deployment. Okay, so let me stop here, and in the next section we will learn about the compliances and the other stuffs. Let us check the other portions of the configuration. So inside configuration we have other options like compliances and plug and play. So inside compliances you can see I have option like profile, violation summary, and policies. Let me click to profile, and in this particular profile mode, suppose the first example is all interfaces should restrict the traffic. Okay, so including this, if I check the violation summary, so these are the profiles, these are the inbuilt profiles I have, like block incoming, telnet, DNS, NTP, OSPF, like that. If I want, I can add compliance policy selector, and I can add any of the new compliance that I have, like CDPS status, SNMPS status. Click OK. Now the CDP and SNMP have been added here in the compliance selector. Now just to verify that these compliances, who is violating, then you can go to compliance and the violation section. Here you can see we have the alarms, major and minor alarms, like that. Here we can check all these things. Let me click to any of the job, like this job. Now I am inside this job, and then if I want to fix this, then number one is the violation, second one is the fix input, then the schedule and the outage. So let me go to say all interfaces compliance. Okay, and let me show the results for that. You can see these are the devices who has these compliances, and if I say the severity is ignore, so ignore that. Then according to that you can selectively select any of these items, and then you can take action related to the flexibility policy rule and other stuffs. Okay, so this just that how you can check the compliance violation alerts. Let me finally show you the compliance and the policies. Then I have the compliance policies, and if I click here to add, I can add any other policy like test. If I click here to block incoming telnets, and if you click edit here, then you will get what is the rule set, description, impact, suggestion, fix, then the platform selection, then the rule inputs, then the conditions and action. So you will get all the information related to this particular compliance policy. Let me click next so I can show you the platforms that has been selected. Let me click next just to show you that rule inputs when I can add new rules here, and then finally the conditions and the action. So what condition? Say select sub mode configuration, continue, does not raise a violation, like that. Okay, so these are the options related to the compliance policy that we can see here. And finally, let me go to the plug and play option. And this PNP option, actually, this feature is a feature for Epic EM. And if you're running Epic EM, say it is asking that please add a valid Epic EM first to process. Suppose I don't have Epic EM, but still I click there add. Now it is telling to add the Epic EM if you have there in your infrastructure. Once you add valid Epic EM, then only you can run this PNP feature. And if I record this Epic EM course, then in that I will put Epic EM PNP options there. Okay, so these are the options we have in the configuration section. And so far I have covered, say, dashboard, configure, services. So these things I have no, these major things I have covered so far: maps, services, like that. Now finally in the next section I am going to cover up reports, and that will be our final section. This is the final section. In this section we will learn about the reports, and the reporting things have been simplified in this particular Prime 3.3 version. Here you can see, if you go, let me walk you through that report section. If you go to reports, and if you go and launch reports and launchpad, then you will get tons of reports related to AP, related to compliance, composite, device, guest. So whatever we have studied so far, you can get reports for all those things. Suppose if I want to launch a report about, say, autonomous AP summary, then you can click here to the new. You can give the report title, say summary AP, something like that you can give. And then on the top you have option you want to run, save, run and save and export. So suppose if your email has configured, then you will get the mail as an attachment in the CSV format or PDF format. Okay, otherwise what you can do here, you can just click run and save, and now it is asking that it will run in the background. You want that? Yes, run in the background. And if I go to the dashboard for the job section, or if I check the job section, if I go here and I can go to the schedule run results, like that. Then my summary AP has been scheduled, it is running. Now if I double click here, it's showing me the schedule run results, and once I will get that result, then it will final publish here. So click me run this report. The page report is being generated now. It may take some time, so we can wait for that much time, and once it will generate the report, you will get the summary here. Okay, if you want, you can change your export format as a CSV or PDF. because the SMTP has not been configured, so that's why it is not showing the email option. But yeah, nothing have been found in this report, but this is the way that you can run the report. Okay, the other important aspect of this report that we are getting the PSIRT or end of life, end of software supports like that. So this is again one of the very important aspect of reporting, that you will get the device PSIRT. If you click here, it will let you to the vulnerability page, and it will give you that number, which number is there related to this vulnerability. And here you can see the device list and then the PSIRT title like that. Okay, then we have device hardware end of life support with the end of support, end of sale like that. Then we have end of software, which image is running, when it is going to be out of support from the tag, all these things you'll get. Then finally you have this field notice. Okay, so you can see that how efficient this particular tool system is, that with help of your configuration, because Prime knows what is your configuration, in that configuration it is detecting what is the end of software. Then with help of OS and the version and the platform, it is detecting what is the end of hardware and field notice plus the device PSIRT. Okay, so all these things you are getting at same place, single place. You are getting all these type of reports. Then finally, if you run some reports in the report launch pad, then it will come and save here at the schedule run result. Even we have the saved report templates as well. So these are the templates. One has already been expired. Again, I can rerun this and I can fetch the report. Okay, so this was the Cisco Prime overview, where I have touched almost all the important things related to dashboard, related to configure inventory. Inventory I haven't touched, but yeah, you know that what does it mean by inventory. You can go to the inventory, you can check software images, network devices, compute devices. So all those things in inventory you'll find. We have checked the map, services, report, administration I haven't touched, but again you know that what you can do in the administration. Okay, so all important things I have touched, and it's time to close this um, section and close this course. See you in the next course.